is a cost center, but a drive of trust, efficiency, and competitive differentiation.
Okay, thank you very much. So one key practical step is, number one is that you have to use data privacy as the selling point. You have a system whereby you have your GDPR certification and you display it on your website. You have your digital protection, digital trust mark in Nigeria. You have it on your website. It shows that okay, this organization is compliant. That gives you an edge. Maybe someone is a customer or someone is watching online and one is trying to get a vendor to do one service or thing for them, and they see that okay, you have your data protection certification displayed online. That gives you an edge. Then another thing is that you have to show your organization that data protection is not just about paying fines. You're also making money from it because you're using it as a business strategy. For instance, you have to show that okay, you've been able to avoid payment of fines because you have complied. Because the cost of compliance is far way cheaper than a data breach. Under the NDPA, the cost of breach is, I think, 10% of your annual gross income. So which one is cheaper? Compliance is cheaper. Then another thing is you have to train your staff, invest in training. For instance, if you look at your sales department, for instance, maybe when they are going for a CSR and they need to collect people's data, you have to make sure that they're not collecting too many data than necessary. For instance, you're just going for a simple CSR, and in the form you have like name, date of birth, state of origin. Why do you need my state of origin? Why do you need my local government's area? At least it's not as if there's likely to be any criminal investigation or something. So you train your staff so as to ensure that they're not collecting too many data that is necessary for them. And another thing is you also have to encourage your staff by giving them, okay, this is towards the end of the year, you can organize something like maybe your best privacy team for the year, give them award, in as much as people know about privacy, but it's still kind of new in Nigeria. So you have to encourage your staff, have something like best privacy team for the year, give them an award, no matter how small it is, it goes a long way because it resonates and it makes other members of the team to work well, and they're like, oh, next year I also want to be awarded and things like that. So if you do all these things, you'll be able to make much more profit, and it is not just seeing it as a tick box, but as a compliance, and it drives more benefits for the organization.
Thank you so much, Hannah. Okay, so go back to our audience. I don't know, do you have any questions? Do you have questions for any of the panelists? Questions?
Don't need us to run away from data protection. Why? Because with data protection, if we infuse data protection principles, for example, data minimization, which says you are supposed to minimize the collection of information at collection level. So which means the more you collect more information, the more security measures are surrounded with that type of process. So which means if you reduce the amount of information that you collect at collection level, which means the lesser the cost that is involved in processing such information. So we are saying, as businesses, there is no need for us to run away from data protection. Why? Because in this day and age, time and space has been reduced to one that is called global market. And if you are to check in terms of globalization, data protection laws, they are not going anywhere. It is an immovable object. And look, technology is ever dynamic, and technology is a movable object. So imagine if an immovable object meets an unstoppable force, which is technology versus the laws that we have as data protection. There is collusion, so that we infuse data protection and we comply to the laws. And there are many benefits in terms of complying with data protection. Imagine right now, I foresee in the future, when you want to enter into the international market, they are now asking for data protection compliance. For example, an organization that is operating in Nigeria, and you want to operate with another organization, or you want to have customers outside the jurisdiction of Nigeria, and you are asked about adequate level, that is a requirement in terms of data protection. So for you to store information across borders,